It's all gone. Everything is gone.
So like this fruit is not going to be able to be harvested because it's too far gone.
That's because on day one of the harvest, about half of their 120-person workforce wasn't there.
Our harvest workforce is primarily immigrants. I would say the majority are from Mexico originally. They are skilled workers who come up every single year. A lot of people have a lot of fear based on their ethnicity, which is an unfortunate thing.
Chandler says the fear over ICE raids isn't just present at his farm, but across many farms like his. For him, it means an unprecedented loss.
So we are in a situation where we're going to have to leave probably 300 to 400 tons of fruit on the tree. It's going to be devastating.
He and his wife are even looking for second jobs to make up for the loss. But on top of those fears, Chandler's wife is from Mexico, and the knowledge that people who look like her and his children don't feel welcome hits close to home.
We've got regular people out here who are helping us out. They're not criminals, they're not bad people. They're just like you and I. They're just trying to make a living. They're, taking care of their families. And for them to be in this country and in fear, that doesn't feel very good.
So food prices in America are expected to skyrocket anytime soon due to the ongoing mass deportation. Now that's because most of these workers on these farms are mostly immigrants. And because they don't have documents, most of them are scared to come to work. They might get caught and deported. So the crops on these farms are being left alone. Most of them have started rotting.
So this morning I wake up to find out that 75% of the farm workers are not showing up to work in California. This is exactly how you, documented, undocumented immigrants, and anybody who works alongside you all that supports you, this is how you show America exactly how much our economy depends on your hard efforts and work. Thank you so much for banding together to do this. It's about time that the rest of the people in the United States that are spoiled, rotten, rich understand that their only cheap fruit comes because of the fruit of your labors.
And food prices are about to soar because of it. We are going to get to a point where it's not going to be a case of can you find an orange? It's can you afford it if you do. Donald Trump has come into office thinking he can just do whatever he wants and the world will just respond to his whim. And instead, he is finding out the hard way and we're going to pay the price.
And why don't I hire Americans? The simple answer is we can't get the workers. No American ever calls. No American ever shows up. That's why we are so grateful for the guys that are willing to come and do the work here on the farm. We can't do this without them. And we can't do this with people in our local communities a lot of the time because when we ask, they don't come. So we're extremely grateful, always, for the effort and the time and the willingness for our H-2A workers and what they do on our farm.
Wait, you mean to tell me Americans don't want to pick lettuce for $2 an hour? No. Now the farmers are crying because they can't find any workers. Ain't that something? After you pushed out all of the immigrant workers who actually did the job, now you're standing around wondering why Chet and Kaylee won't come pick your cabbage in 100-degree weather for $4.75 and a Capri Sun? Y'all really thought folks were going to jump at the chance to break their backs for pennies on a dollar. But you know what's even funnier, y'all? Some of these farmers say the American workers they do get, they don't even last the whole damn day. One guy said somebody walked off by lunch, and honestly, I support it. Listen, I wouldn't be out there picking strawberries and fighting bees and being dehydrated just so that farmer could sell those strawberries for $12.99 a box at Whole Foods. Negative. See, they've been telling you this lie for years. They took our jobs. Nah, Americans, you didn't want those jobs. You just didn't want them to have the jobs either. Now look at you, a field full of crops and not a soul to pick them. Next time, think twice before turning labor into a culture war. Because now, it's just you and your own damn tomatoes.
Why not just hire people from here?
Yeah, so we would love to hire people from here. The reality is we can't find the numbers of people here. We're in a rural area, number one. Number two, this is hard work. It is difficult work. And there are lots of people that are not willing to do it.
There is a clear directive from the administration that they want mass deportation. That is impacting then our labor force. Is that what I'm understanding?
It's absolutely impacting the labor force, and the president said so himself. He said the aggressive raids are hurting our farmers. Somewhere between 50 and 60% of our farm labor workforce is undocumented immigrants. If we were to deport them all overnight, then that's 60% of the workforce. That means higher prices for them at the grocery store.
This is the consequences when we chose the wrong direction. Oh my God. Yes. It is what it is. Make America great. Yeah, low prices.
Regarding all these farmers that are now crying about possibly losing their farms because they voted for Trump, this is why you absolutely should not feel bad for any of these farmers that voted for Trump. Now, the ones that didn't vote, yes, feel sorry for them, go support them, do whatever you need to do. But the ones that voted for Trump, do not feel sorry for them, and let me tell you why. I am a builder, and I've been building shit in Oklahoma City going on like 20 years now, and farmers are not stupid. If you have the ability to manage a farm and understand the weather, the climate, your machinery, the chemistry that goes into your crops, you are not a stupid person. You're just not. And especially when you come from generational farming, you have the ability to look ahead and predict what you need to survive. And so when you have two candidates where you have Kamala Harris on one side giving you a whole fucking list of shit that she's going to do for you and make your life better, and then you have Trump on the other side who can't even come out with a normal sounding sentence, and you still vote for that guy and you are a farmer, you are either racist or sexist or both. And they're only crying now because now they are being treated exactly how they voted for other people to be treated.
What happens when a farm has land equipment and crops ready to harvest, but not enough workers? Across America, some farmers say labor shortages are making it harder to keep their businesses running. Now, a growing debate is asking whether immigration policy, the agricultural workforce, and the economy are more connected than many people realize. Let's watch more clips and we'll come back to talk about it.
It's about $250,000 to $300,000 worth of revenue.
Just
Left to right. Yeah, which is one thing, but it's also lost revenue for the workers that would have been able to pick them had they been here.
Oregon farmer Ian Chandler says about half his usual crew didn't show up this season, leaving him scrambling to backfill dozens of positions.
You're calling them, I assume, individually
Yes.
and saying,
Yes.
what's going on?
Yes. And so
what are they telling you?
Well, in the beginning of the season, it coincided, unfortunately, with a lot of really strong immigration enforcement down in Southern California, where our workforce comes from. And that kind of had a chilling effect on people wanting to move.
While Ian says his workers are hired with what seemed to be a valid ID and work papers, fear of ICE raids kept many of them from traveling north this year.
They blame immigrants so that you don't blame billionaires, because immigrants are an easy target. They're visible, they have accents, they don't own media companies, they don't fund political campaigns, and they can't sue you for defamation. Billionaires, on the other hand, are very inconvenient to blame. They're harder to picture, they're harder to reach, and they've spent a lot of money making sure you're mad at someone else. Immigrants didn't lobby to keep wages low. Immigrants don't buy politicians. Immigrants don't hoard housing. They didn't crush unions, ship your job overseas, but someone did. Diversity isn't a weakness. It's a sign of intelligence. That's why every city people romanticize, New York, Los Angeles, London, Paris, is built by immigrants. A lot of the fear around diversity is actually insecurity. Because when people say they're afraid of losing their culture, I have a question. What culture? Not Irish culture, not Italian culture, not German, Polish, Jewish, Greek, or Slavic culture. Those are real cultures. With food, with music, language, rituals, stories. White culture, as we talk about it now, isn't really a culture. It's a category. A political identity built around not being something else. And when your identity is built by exclusion, diversity feels like erasure. Not because it is, but because there's nothing solid underneath it. So instead of asking, how do we share space, the question becomes, how do we keep control? And we've all seen this person. For example, Kristi Noem, the woman overseeing ICE and deportations, photographed at a Mexican restaurant wearing a sombrero, enjoying Mexican culture. while running an agency that raids immigrant communities. And when people say, oh, well, they're only against illegal immigration. Okay, legal just means approved by a system that decides who gets to belong. And when a system is designed to keep some people waiting forever, just do it legally isn't neutral. It's exclusion with paperwork. Human migration is natural. It's older than countries, older than borders, older than paperwork. America loves immigrant culture. Mexican food, black music. We love queer fashion. We love slang, style, rhythm, spice, flavor, but not the people. Give us the culture, not the citizenship. Not the safety, not the rights. That's not appreciation, that's extraction. So no, immigrants are not the problem. They're the distraction. Because if people ever stopped blaming immigrants, they might start blaming the people who are actually hoarding wealth, the power, and the future. And that would be very inconvenient.
My name is Cesar Mora. I've been farming in the Central Valley for more than 30 years. These are my white flesh nectarines that I've been growing for the last 10 years, and I should be picking them right now, but I'm not. All due to a giant ag corporation who has been preventing me from doing anything with this crop. And this will actually be the second consecutive year that I'm losing this crop. And not to lose my entire year's hard work, I'm going to give it out to the Central Valley and whoever would like to take any of it.
Farming has never been an easy business. It's an industry that depends on timing, weather, fuel prices, equipment costs, and most importantly, people willing to do the work. For decades, many American farms has relied on immigrant labor during planting and harvest seasons. Industry groups have reportedly warned that labor shortages can leave crops unharvested, reduce production, and increase costs for both farmers and consumers. Supporters of stricter immigration enforcement argue that the law should be enforced equally and that the agricultural industry should rely more on legal work programs and domestic workers. Critics argue that current workforce simply isn't large enough to replace experienced farm labor quickly, creating challenges for farmers trying to stay in business. Whatever side of the debate you support, one fact remains: when farm struggles, everyone feels it. Low production can contribute to higher food prices, pressure on rural communities, and financial stress for family-owned farms that are already operating on thin profit margins. That's why immigration isn't just a political issue. For many Americans, it's also an economic issue. What do you think? Should the focus be on stricter immigration enforcement or expanding legal pathways to ensure farms have enough workers? Share your thoughts in the comments respectfully, and before you go, do what to like and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the next.